Hey everyone, welcome back from your staycation. I hope everybody had a great time doing all of those super fun activities on the Saint Bingo board. I know we had a really good time with the animal charades. That was quite hilarious doing that. And then we also had a really good time with all those cool field trips, the virtual field trips to the different zoos and aquariums. We got to see some really cool stuff. So today is actually Wednesday and it's Earth Day. And that's why I waited till Wednesday instead of my normal Monday to do the design challenge for this week, because I wanted to do it on Earth Day. And in honor of Earth Day, I'm going to ask you to, when you design your challenge, to use as many recycled products from your house as you can when doing your design challenge. So today's design challenge has to do with simple machines. And there are 6 types of simple machines. And simple machines are actually just things that make work easier, right? So for example, if you're lifting something, if you lift it straight up off the ground, it might be really heavy, but you use a simple machine to make that work a little bit easier. So the 6 types of machines are a pulley, and an example of a pulley is like putting up the flag in the morning. When you go to raise the flag and you have it on a string, there's a pulley at the top of that flagpole that'll raise that flag up to a certain height for you. The next one is a lever, and that's right here. An example of a lever is, for example, the seesaws at school on the playground. That's a great example of a lever. The middle part is the fulcrum, and then you have weight on both sides, and you're lifting the weight one side or the other with the lever. The next type of simple machine is a wheel and axle, and a good example of that is like a wheelbarrow. Right? You can lift really heavy loads of dirt, move it from one side of your yard to the next using a wheelbarrow. A wedge is another type of simple machine, and a great example of a wedge is like an axe. You know how the axe comes down to a point, so when you chop wood, it splits that wood much easier than if you try to just pull apart the wood or break it with something flat. An inclined plane is basically a ramp. So if you have to, in this picture has the barrel going up the ramp. So if you had to push a barrel from the ground up into, the top of something, using that inclined plane makes it easier to roll it up there. The longer the plane is, it makes it easier to roll it up to the top of whatever you need to do. And the last type of simple machine is a screw. And a good example of a screw is like a spiral staircase, right? So you have to get from the bottom of the staircase to the top, but you do that by going around in a circle, taking steps until you get to the top. And so put a link to the website right on my webpage right below, and it has some really good information if you want to learn more about simple machines. So today's design challenge is you're going to pick one of those simple machines, and you're going to build a simple machine. And your challenge is to lift an object. For example, I have Yoda and Luke right here. So we're going to lift Yoda and Luke 6 inches off the ground. See if we can raise them up 6 inches off the ground using a simple machine. So I have an example here of a simple machine that Anna and I built. But this is just an example. You can use any of those simple machines and to raise a toy object. What the main thing is, I want you to raise it 6 inches off the ground. Okay? So as you see here, we used all sorts of recycled products to make our simple machine. The base of it's just the box of an Amazon box. We have some paper towel holders here. We have the spool from some thread here. And this is a metal straw. It's a great Earth Day product right there. So we'll test this out for you. So basically we made, so I know it's like a pulley, kind of a combination of a pulley and a wheel and axle. So we kind of combined 2 simple machines here. So we have, if it was a pulley, we would be pulling the string down directly on the back side. We're actually going to turn the straw, and it turns the straw is our axle, and it turns the wheel. Then the string is going around the wheel. And that's how we're going to raise our guy. So I'm going to put Yoda in here. Put him in his little cup. that we have there, a little paper cup. And see if we can raise them up here. Hold on, Yoda, don't fall out of the basket. Okay, and hopefully this works. So now we're going to wind our axle. Oh, there he goes. There goes Luke and Yoda. And there he is at the top. And we'll measure that. Hopefully he'll be at least 6 inches off the ground. Here's my tape measure. Try it again. We'll wind him up. Whoop. And he is, look at that, 7 inches off the ground. So we've accomplished our design challenge. So I look forward to seeing what you can build, what kind of simple machine you can use to lift one of your toys off the ground. Make sure you send me pictures. Make sure when you're doing your design process too, before you get into like building, you really think about what you want to do, how you want to build it, draw it out, gather all your materials, and then you build it. And it took us a couple times to really get this going. Like the wheel and axle wasn't working, the straws weren't working, so we had a few more pieces. Yoda kept falling out of his basket, so we had to come up with a different basket. So there's all kinds of things that are going to go wrong the first time you build it, the second time you build it, the third time you build it. That's totally fine. You just got to keep trying, keep changing your design until you get it to do what you want it to do. So everybody have a great week. Enjoy Earth Day today and do something special to celebrate this wonderful planet that we have. And I will see you next week.